And without further ado, my friends, get into my best bets of the day. All right, now all of a sudden, I don't know what's happened, how it's gone on, how it has made its way into my life, or how I have found this title in my life, but I think I might be a hockey capper. I don't know. I might be. I have not a clue. What I do know is I have my good luck charm, puck time, wager talk puck time, hockey puck made in Canada, the official Pro Flex puck that will continue to stay with me. And now the hockey jersey comes on too. So, hey, I got good luck charms all over the place. I'm just going to keep capping hockey, and I'm going to keep dishing out winners when it comes to that, because that's everything that I've cashed this week. So we're going to keep it moving, keep it grooving. 2 winners coming up for you right here. But first things first, got to flip the screen, and then, my friends, got to pull up the old notes. So, first things first, going to the matchup. Actually, hold on. I'm calling this the NHL Annihilator. Since we ain't got no A10 plays, baby, we're going to have an NHL Annihilator a day to keep the doctor away. You better believe it. We're going to the matchup between the New Jersey Devils and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I, contrary to popular opinion, am taking the under 6.5 total goals. Now, I caught it at 6.5 when the odds were at plus 114. You might see it now have ticked up to 7 in most spots, with 7 getting the juice right around minus 120 to minus 130. Stick a pin in that, because I'll be right back to that here pretty soon. But I got to be honest with you guys before we go any further. This is a full-out fade of the public and a full-out fade of all the NHL experts out there. I'm not saying I'm an NHL expert by any means, but what I'm telling you is everybody, their brother, their Uncle Sal, their cousin Jimmy, their brother Tom, their sister Sally, and their mother's fathers and cousins twice removed are dishing out the over 6.5 here today. And it's gone up to 7, so now they think they're all smart. But I'm not buying it whatsoever, because that line movement is exactly why I think it's a dead giveaway that this total is staying way under. Now, number one, it did open at 6.5, obviously, and it moved up to 7. Now, when I was writing this analysis, it was only touching 7 in a couple of spots. It's almost everywhere it's moved up to 7. So this kind of rings true for across the market, that now it has moved up to 7. The over is getting plus money. And when it was at 6.5, the under was getting plus money. So I can hear the experts now, in essence. Oh, we got the hook. Now the over, or the under 7.5 is getting the minus 140. And we're getting plus money on the over. So we might as well just continue to take the over. At the very bare minimum, we're going to push. We don't play to push, my friends. I hate people who have the mentality to bet to push at the bare minimum when they lose a hook, and I can hear it now. As a matter of fact, I already read it this morning, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I was reading analysis like that. I will never dish out anything like that. And did I mention once again that the under 7, is getting minus 130 juice? I'm telling you, my friends, it is the right side to back. Point blank period, if the odds are so damn steep on the 6, then this thing should finish on the over of 6. This thing shouldn't finish any less than 9. And it's simply not. And then when you move it up to 7, the under gets the juice. So I don't know. Do with that information as you wish. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I don't know shit. But hey, I did look into this a little bit deeper, and I don't have many trends for this one, actually. I know I'm the trends man, but I don't have many for this one, because every single trend you can find is an over trend, my friends. And that is a huge, huge red flag for me, because that's when all the public comes out of the woodwork, especially with only 4 NHL games on tap today. And I wanted to direct your attention to the last 10 meetings. In summary, the over is 7-3 in the last 10 meetings. That's right. I said it. I didn't hide it from you whatsoever. And we are taking the under, because the 2 teams involved here in these meetings, they typically, even though they go to the over, they don't score much to get over this number. Now, New Jersey has scored 2 or less in 6 out of their last 10 games, and Toronto has, 6 out of the last 10 meetings, and then Toronto has scored 4 or less in 6 out of the last 10 meetings there. I'm sorry. I'm all bass backwards on this one. So, New Jersey has scored, see, I'm not a hockey capper. New Jersey has scored 2 or less goals in 6 out of the last 10 meetings, and Toronto has scored 4 or more goals in 6 out of the last 10 meetings. So, why did I mention Toronto 4 or more goals? Because one of those meetings was in overtime, and it was 5 goals, and that is obviously a little bit more than 4 or more goals. Now, it's kind of a crapshoot if they score over 4 in these games against the Devils. And I think it's going to be an opportunity where they definitely score that 4 or less. And I think New Jersey sticks to the trend of not scoring more than 2 in a handful of these games. Now, I already told you, there's not many trends here. There's one key one I do want to mention, but finally, outside of all of that I mentioned, the last matchup here is really what sticks out in my mind. It did finish 7-1, with a total set at 6.5, and now they moved it up to 7 across the market, with the last total finishing at 8. I don't know. I'm not crazy. I just play numbers. I don't play teams and storylines, but what I will tell you is there's one key thing here. Even though all you will find is over trends, one thing, my friends, is the under is 21-8-4 in the last 33 meetings in Toronto. Why is that important? Because Toronto has been chilling at home on a nice rest advantage. 2 days, or actually 3 days now. They haven't played since Saturday, so they've been kicking, chilling, cooling, relaxing. And New Jersey's coming off of a 7-4 win over their rival New York Rangers last night. So now they travel to the Great White North, and they're going to put up a bunch of goals again. I'm not buying it. I digress. That's enough hot wind for this play. My friends, New Jersey Devils, Toronto Maple Leafs, under 6.5.
I'm interested, my man. I don't know shit about fuck like you said with the NBA stuff. I don't know shit about fuck with the NHL. But what I like what you said though, as far as the trends, there's a difference between a handful of good trends that you can actually tangibly take away, and literally almost every single trend being on one side.
Yeah, dude. As
you mentioned, that's typically at least some type of red flag that you need to check out what the deal is there. So keep it rocking and rolling, dude. I think I'm with you on this one as well.
150%. All right. Well, we will keep it steaming on down the track. Hold on. Write myself a note real quick. All right. Only 2. So the second play of the day, we're calling it the NHL Liquidator. That's right. We're liquidating every book on the damn market. We're bringing it back here today. Why did I wear the jersey? Because we're not taking a side, but we are going to the matchup between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Anaheim Ducks, and I'm going to the total. I'm taking the under. Once again, 6 total goals. This one is actually my spot. This isn't a total fade of the public and experts and everything like that. This has just been the spot that's been really profitable for me. The total did open up at 5.5 here between these two teams. It did catch the hook, obviously move up to 6 now, and most books are offering the over with the juice, minus 115. I've talked about that a lot of times on this show already with these NHL plays, that they will offer the under at a less price, like a minus 105, maybe not give it the plus money odds at plus 105 or plus 100, but they'll offer it definitely at the underdog money, and that'll kind of draw people into the over and say, oh my gosh, we have to pay a premium on the over, we have to get involved in this. And I just can't even stress to you how much that is completely incorrect, and people are going to be paying that premium when this total is going way, 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 way under. I think you can fade the public with confidence here today, because the over is getting 72% of bets and 95% of money. It is a big, big public side, and whoop-de-doo, it moved up the hook just to try and confirm all of their biases and get more money thrown at it all day long. Because I think potentially the Chicago Blackhawks might win this game outright, and they might get killed on that. Either way, I think they get killed on this over, and we have a solid play on the under. There's 2 things that I wanted to mention. 3 things, rather, before I dish out a couple of the trends and we get on and get up out of here for my best bets of the day. Last 2 times between these 2 teams that we've seen movement from 5.5 to 6, very similar. It's happened before, and it was really intriguing to me. Last 2 times it happened, they finished at 7 goals and 8 goals. So now the books are going to do it again, and it's just going to finish right at the same number. I'm just not buying it. It just does not seem right to me whatsoever. And also, I'm banking on John Q. Public, speaking of him, that he's going to be looking at the last matchup between these 2 teams, and it was actually in the month of March. It was on March 8th, and Chicago won 8-3. So I think everybody and their dogs are going to be looking at that matchup saying, oh my gosh, 11? That one was set at the same total, and it flew way over, yet they're only going to set this one at 6. I would expect it to be 7.5, maybe 8 if they're going to do something like that. So I'm not buying it. I think this line is inflated as 6 can be. And then last but not least, before the key trends, is the rest advantage. advantage, my friends. Chicago's playing on 2 days rest today, and on the season, on 2 days rest, they are 6-3 to the under. Anaheim's playing on 1 day's rest today, and on the season, they are 18-16 to the under in that spot. So I love the rest spots here for sure, especially with Chicago playing on the road, getting a little extra rest. I think that defense will step up for both of these teams, and that's what we see this game kind of shaking out as. But if you don't believe me, for the final time today, believe the trends. The under 7-3-1 in Chicago's last 11 versus the Western Conference, 5-2 in their last 7 versus the Pacific Division, and 5-2 in their last 7 after allowing 5+ goals in their previous game. They did allow 6 in a loss to Winnipeg back on the 20th, so just on Sunday. And then the under 9-4-1 in Anaheim's last 14 after their opponent allows 5 or more goals in their previous game, and the under is 8-4 in Anaheim's last 12 Wednesday games. Give me all the under 6 goals in Chicago Blackhawks against the Anaheim Ducks.
I like it, my man. Once again, I don't know shit about anything, but you know what we were talking about earlier in the show. If it's this easy, why isn't this at least 6.5? Man, that's the one. That's really the biggest thing. That it's like, wouldn't this at the bare minimum be 6.5? And the answer is no. It's going to be sitting right there at 6. So I think I'm definitely with you on this one. Obviously, we may or may not have another thing to say about this one in a second. But yeah, I'm all over this one with you as well.
You don't say. All right, well, there you go. My 2 best bets of the day, my friends.